Hey buddy, Rasim with you today. And today we are going to learn together how to fix the run out of memory issue in Linux. So stay tuned. Alright, so what's happening here? We are running the yarn build command in a Ubuntu server, and we are facing this error. It says that the build failed because the process exited too early. This probably means the system ran out of memory or someone called the kill-9 on the process. So I'm sure that nobody called the kill-9 because I'm the only one using this VPS. So obviously it's because of running out of memory. And it's more obvious because we are using a low performance VPS. It's a 2 GB RAM, and the system is going to use around 1 GB. So we have 1 GB free, and the project is quite big. So what happens is that the build function requires a lot of computing power, and if the project is big, then it needs to process more, and by processing more it needs more RAM, more CPU, and all this. So 2 GB is not enough, and I really searched a lot on the web, and there was some uh, article saying you can add this thing to the command and it will solve it, and but no, it didn't work. And the only solution that I find it can really solve this is by increasing the RAM of the server. So we have two options that we can do is that by uh, going to the host provider and doing the upgrade, but it's going to cost us some money. We don't want to spend it. We are using this VPS just for testing the app if it works well on the production or not. So there is the other option is that how about we create an additional RAM virtually. How it's done is by creating or using something called swap area in Linux. So I come to this by reading this article on the DigitalOcean community tutorials. It's by Justin Ellingwood. Thanks, Justin, for this tutorial. It really helped. So it says one of the easiest way of increasing the responsiveness of your server and guarding against out of memory errors in your applications is to add some swap space. So swap is like RAM. It's like RAM, but with let's say it's a low performance RAM. So your system will your VPS here will use the RAM, but if let's say that RAM is not sufficient enough to handle the computing that it has to handle, then it will use the swap space, which is a memory in the hard drive. So, and hard drive is not that performant as the RAM, but it solved the problem. So let's just get started and jump to. But before that, let me just get something sweet to drink, and I will get back. Okay. Bye bye. Add some milk. Oh,
Please collect your short change. Thank you.
let's go. Mm. So we start by checking the system for swap information. Here we check if there is any swap file that exists in our system. We run this command sudo swap on. All right, for those command, I will just put the link of the article in the description, and you can find all of the commands that I'm using here. So this is the first one. All right, password. Oh, okay. Kidding me, man. Uh huh. Yep. So as long as we don't get anything, it means that there is no swap available. And then we can as well use this command, the free dash m. It shows that there is no swap. You see, here is the memory. This is the total, and this is what's used. This is what's free. This is what's used for cache. This is what's available. So the available here is 971 megabyte. All right, so here is we have to check the available space on the hard drive partition. All right, we can run this command. We check the available space. So as you can see here, we have available 15 gigabyte, and then we create the swap file. So in order to be able to create the RAM, we need to have enough space on the hard drive. This is something needed. So in this situation, we have 15 gigabyte available. It means that the maximum that we can use in this situation is 15 gigabyte. And we don't need that 15 gigabyte. We just need to increase it, let's say, by 4 gigabyte. It will be 6 gigabytes. 6 gigabytes is already enough. So it says here that there is the traditional way, the slow way, how to create this swap file. And there is another faster way. So let's jump to the fast way. So fast way is just one command. We just copy this, paste, oh, and then let's see if if this file exists. As you can see, it's created here. It's 4 giga. All right, and then we have to enable the swap file. It's by giving the file the right permissions, and then we run this command, and then says here our file is now ready to be used as a swap space. So it's converted into a swap space. So we just run this command, swap on swap file, and then let's run this command to verify. And as you can see here, this is the file. This is the size of the file. So it's a 4 gigabyte file. And here, let's run again this command of read-m. We run it here. You can see here, it says swap 0. Let's run it again. And as you can see here, the swap now, we have 4 gigabyte ready to be used as a RAM. Okay, so if you do this till this point, what's going to happen is if you reboot the VPS or reboot your machine, uh, this configuration and this swap file will be gone. So you need to do this every time. So in order to solve this, what you have to do is to make the swap file permanent. What we have to do is we run this command and then add this at the end of the file and Control O, oh, Control X. It's saved now. And there are some tweaks, some settings. So we can do those settings. There is a parameter called the swappiness. So the swappiness parameter configures how often your system swaps data out of RAM to the swap space. So this is a value between 0 and 100 that represents a percentage. So with values close to 0, the kernel will not swap data to the disk unless absolutely necessary. And we don't want to use the swap every time. We want to keep our performance, and we want to use the swap only if it's really necessary, only if we are close to 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 the limit. So we can set this. It's recommended that we change this. So you can know the value of this by running this command here, and here as you can see 60. And we can set this by running this command, and it's been done. And if we set it this way, what happened, the same thing as we have to make this permanent. So if we don't make this permanent, then once we reboot the system, this setting will be gone. So we have to edit this file, this control file, and we add down this swappiness configuration. This is important. And here it's about cache, how we want to use the cache. You can read more about this, but till here the problem will be solved, and that's what we want exactly. So now let's run the command yarn build and see what's going to happen. It's running. All right, we did it, guys. Cheers. All right, we did it. So the end of the video. Bye bye.